good? What's good, baby? It is your boy Truex, the sports junkie, and welcome to another Sunday show, baby. The Start 'em Sit 'em show. Of course, I got the homie on audio, my dog, repping the West. Keo, what up?
What's good, man? I got my first win in the NBS league. Woo! And I'm about to go. I'm just like Drake. I'm going back to back. Woo!
Hey, the irony, man. I
Hey,
beat
man,
Mike
shut
last.
up. Hey, man.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say the irony. I beat Mike last week and you beat Antonio. Shout out to you, man.
Yeah,
But with
but
that,
Mike just, he doesn't, man.
he what?
Mike doesn't got it, man. He doesn't have that clutch gene, man. That Mamba mentality, bro.
Oh, it's
The
it's
guy
all
that missed the guy that missed to send his picks.
wow, man. You started to show off with fireworks towards Mike. Wow. All right, y'all. We gonna help y'all with y'all fantasy lineups this morning. Real quick, Bucks, Seahawks, Jags, Dolphins. They're all on bye weeks. That's a lot of firepower right there when you think about Tyreek Hill, Tua Tagovailoa, Jalen Waddle from the Dolphins. The Jags, Travis Etienne's been balling, so he's out. Of course, the Bucks, Tom Brady and company, the Seahawks. There's a lot of good players. DK Metcalf. Those guys, you want to get them out your lineup and get these guys into your lineup. With that being said, Keo, let's get to love, like, hate at the quarterback position. Who you loving today?
Can you go first?
Oh
Really
yeah, I
quick.
got I got it. All right, the guy I love today is none other than Lamar Jackson. He's going up against Carolina. I just think that Lamar is going to go crazy in this game today. It could be anywhere from 3 to 5 touchdowns, in my opinion. There is, he's without Bateman, but Mark Andrews is returning today, so I think Lamar goes crazy. And I like Lamar. I love Lamar Jackson. The guy I like. He threw for over 300 yards the last time they played. He did throw some interceptions in that game, but he did throw 2 touchdowns. I'm going with Zach Wilson of the New York Jets versus the New England Patriots. I think Zach Wilson, he kind of figured that defense out. I think he'll have another good game today versus the Patriots. And the guy that I don't like at all is, look, I got my Saints hat on. I'm repping. Y'all know what it is. I know what the vibes are. But I don't like Andy Dalton at all today. He's going up against the Rams. The Rams, it's been a bad season. Cooper Kupp is out now, probably for the rest of the season or for a while, for 6 to 8 weeks. But I think the Rams, if they're going to turn this season around, they have to start today versus the Saints. And Andy Dalton, will he be the starter the entire game? That's the scary part for me because you still got Jameis Winston standing on the sidelines. You got guys like Taysom Hill that takes touches away from him. I don't like Andy Dalton at all today, so that's who I hate. Who you love, like, and hate at the quarterback position?
A quarterback that I love in the quarterback position. I'm going with Justin Herbert, bro, against the Kansas City Chiefs. Um, he gets. I think he should get Keenan Allen and Mike Williams back, and you get those two guys, man. You're gonna get some points. You're gonna get some good production from Justin Herbert, and Herbert has scored at least 25 plus points despite without his receivers in the last 4 games. Um, Kansas City has only allowed but 2 quarterbacks to score at least 20 fantasy points this season, and that was Matt Ryan and Malik Willis. So hey, huge opportunity, bro. So that's a quarterback that I do love for today. Um, quarterback that I like for today, I'm going with Daniel Jones, bro. Daniel Jones, that's who I like for today against the New York Giants, who have um, I mean, the New York Giants going against the Detroit Lions, man. Detroit, they're just anybody could score on them. I actually take that back. Aaron Rodgers didn't score on them, but for the most part, teams has been very successful. And Daniel Jones, they're starting to trust him more. They're trying to they're letting it loose with Daniel Jones. So I like that, man. I like what I see from that. So Daniel Jones, that's quarterback that I like for today. A quarterback that I hate for today. I'm sorry to say this, man. It's Derek Carr, man.
Wow. Come on, don't do
Um,
like that, man. What we doing?
I mean, Derek Carr has scored at least 21 points in consecutive games prior to week 11, but he's only done that once before this season, and that's week 2 and 3. That's a very long time ago, man.
Okay.
And man, playing against them. And when he played against them in week 4, he only had 11 fantasy points. I think a similar result could happen today, actually. Um, the Broncos only allowed two quarterbacks to score 20 fantasy points this season. Carr also has 11 fantasy points or less 3 of the past 5 games, man. Against the Denver Broncos, I mean, going into 2020. That's, man, good luck, Derek Carr. But I hate to start you for today. But
Okay.
yeah, go ahead.
Nah, hey man, okay, it is what it is. All right, we'll get to running backs. Love, like, or hate. Who do you love? Like or hate? Do you want me to go first on this again?
No, I'll take over for this one.
Okay.
Okay, a quarterback. I mean, a running back that I do love for today. I'm going with David Montgomery. We all
Oh,
know that Khalil Herbert's out. Montgomery gets full load on this one. PPR type of points. That's all Montgomery, man. Montgomery, he hasn't scored a touchdown since week 7. I think he's due for one, man. I like the upside for him. And Herbert won't be around to steal any touches. So I love me some Khalil Herbert. Um, Now here's a guy that I do like, and I don't know how much money you spent on this guy last year, and you were completely wrong, like you normally are. But
wow.
um, the guy that I like, I'm going with Antonio Gibson, man, against the Houston Texans. And Gibson, we got Brian Robinson over there, against the Texans. Texans, who actually allowed the most fantasy points to opposing running backs. They have gave up 14 touchdowns this season, man. 14, man. Antonio Gibson Robinson, I think they produced pretty well. They beat the Eagles, and Gibson had 14 carries, 44 yards, and a touchdown. Um, and he had 3 catches for 14 yards. I mean, Robinson did have 26 carries and almost 100 yards. Um, I like Gibson as a number 2 running back, like an RB2. But I think you could get something from him this week once again. So that's a running back that I do like, Antonio Gibson.
Okay.
Now, uh, running back that I do hate for today, I'm going with. There's a couple options that I see, but if I'm going with one guy, I'm going with James Robinson, man. James Robinson, I would hate to start him for today. Going against the New England Patriots. I don't even like Michael Carter, bro, against the Patriots. I mean, I think Carter it has more of an upside. I would start him more than the other guy. Not even at the RB2. I would start him at the flex position. But I just don't like Robinson. He had 5 carries and 17 yards and no catches on one target the previous week. The Patriots only allowed running backs to score against them um twice this season. Um and it was David Montgomery and Khalil Herbert in the same game actually. So I don't expect Robinson or Carter to do that today. So that's who I would hate to start for today.
Okay, the guy I love is Ramondre Stevenson. You left on that game. I'm picking up on that
What?
game.
Come
Ramondre
on,
Stevenson
man.
he almost had a buck 50 total yards last time, 70 something rushing, 70 something, 72 I think receiving. He didn't score a touchdown. He had 21 fantasy points. I just think this time around he will score a touchdown and that number will go up. I love me some Ramondre Stevenson today versus the New York Jets. The guy I like, and I know a lot of people gonna be thinking I'm crazy. Shout out to my boy Q. It's ironic he just fell up in here, but I like Elijah Mitchell. I know everybody's hyping up Christian McCaffrey, which is rightfully so. That there's no doubt Christian McCaffrey's a dog. But Elijah Mitchell had almost 20 touches last week. I want you to understand that. Elijah Mitchell almost had 20 touches last week. I like him today versus Arizona. I did pick Arizona on the NBS show, but I didn't know Kyler Murray wasn't going to be playing. Colt McCoy is the starting quarterback. We'll talk about that later. But I like me some Elijah Mitchell today. The guy I don't like, Keo, don't get upset and in your feelings. I don't like Ezekiel Elliott at all today. Tony Pollard's been running the ball well. And then you think about Zeke coming off of this injury, going up against the Minnesota Vikings. I'm just not a big fan of that one. So I'm going to say I hate Ezekiel Elliott today, even though he's on my team in multiple leagues. All right, Keo. We're going to the wide receiver position. Who you loving, who you liking, and who you hating?
Okay, a wide receiver I love for today. Um, I'm going with Kadarius Tony, man.
Wow.
I like Tony in this one. No McCole Hardman. No Valdez Scantling in this game. So guess who's getting the damn targets, everybody? Kadarius Tony. Well, outside of Travis Kelsey. So um Juju Smith also, bro.
Yep.
So it's all Tony in this game. I love this guy, man. Um And as far as Tony, what he did, he against Jacksonville, he had 4 catches, 57 yards, and a touchdown on 5 targets. He even had 2 carries for 33 yards, man. So Tony's gonna get some major looks in this game. So I love Kadarius Tony for today. As far as a player that I do like for today, it was actually in this game, man. I actually like both of them for the opposing teams, but if I'm rolling with one guy, man, I'm going with Garrett Wilson, man. I like Garrett Wilson today. Garrett Wilson, he's been very good since Brees Hall and Corey Davis got injured. He's scoring 17 fantasy points in PPR format leagues in each of his past 2 games. He's had 16 targets over a span for 14 catches and 207 yards. Um, Against the Patriots in Week 8, he had 6 catches for 115 yards and 7 targets. Man, so I like that guy, um, Garrett Wilson for today. And as far as a wide receiver that I do hate to start for today, man, I'm going with Allen Robinson, man, against the Detroit
Wow.
Saints. I do understand I might be wrong, man, but because he should get a boost, especially with Cooper Cup out. But I need to see it, man. I do not believe it. I am not sold.
That's fair.
Um,
Fair.
I- but I, I like Van Jefferson more, bro. Like Van Jefferson, he has chemistry with Matthew Stafford, so I like Van Jefferson more. Um, Rob Allen Robinson, I'm just gonna say it. Allen Robinson has been a bust this season, man. Just 2 touchdowns, 2 games with more than 10 fantasy points. That's crazy, man. He's been a bust all year, a huge disappointment. I hate to start him for today, and he's just has to show me, man. He just has to show me.
Okay, okay. I'm not mad at your list. I'm not mad at your list. The guy I love today played terrible last time he played this team. But last time Jamar Chase was playing and had 10 catches over 100 yards and a touchdown. Well, guess what? Jamar Chase is out. I love me some T. Higgins today. I think T. Higgins has a big, big
Ah,
game today versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. Um, like I said, no Jamar Chase. Chase scored last time. Boyd scored last time, but Higgins was the man left out with only 2 catches last time. I think this time he's gonna be much more effective. I think he's gonna have a big time game. So I'm going with T. Higgins as the guy that I love. The guy that I like, Keo mentioned him. I'm with him. I like Kadarius Toney today. I am buying into the hype. No Juju Smith, no McCole Hardman. The running backs is in shambles. I gotta love me some Kadarius Toney. Patrick Mahomes is a baller. He's gonna get his playmakers the ball. So I'm going with Kadarius Toney as a guy that I really like today. And the guy that I don't like, Keo might lose himself. He might fall out of his chair. The people that's tuned in might fall out of their chair because I actually love this guy, one of my favorite players in the league. I'm going with DeAndre Hopkins. And I know people might think I'm bugging with this. I hope I'm wrong because I have him in a lot of leagues. But Colt McCoy is probably going to start at quarterback today. And Marquise Brown comes back today. I think that takes away some touches from DeAndre Hopkins. And then they're going up against the San Francisco 49er defense, which is tough. And they're going to run the football, San Francisco. So they're going to keep them off the field. I just don't like DeAndre Hopkins. I don't think he's going to have those 10 catches. I don't think that he's going to have, 100 yards. I don't think he's going to have one of those big DeAndre Hopkins games. If he struggles, it's going to be today, I think, versus the San Francisco 49ers. So I'm going with DeAndre Hopkins as a guy that, of course, I'm going to start him, but I would hate to start him today. All right, Keo. Let's get to the
I
tight
can't
end.
believe you just said that right now, man.
Hey, man, that's
We're
what
gonna
I
we're gonna
think.
we're gonna we're gonna come back to this topic. So with DeAndre Hopkins, but were we going with tight ends now?
Yeah, we're going to tight end. What you got?
Okay, I'm tight end. I love to start for today, man. I'm going with Dalton Schultz, man. Dak
Back.
Prescott's back, man. 4 games with Prescott this season. He scored at least 13 fantasy points in PPR formats leagues. 3 of them, he's continued to produce. I think he'll continue to produce against the Vikings. There have been 5 tight ends with at least 7 targets against the Minnesota Vikings this season. 3 of them have scored at least 13 fantasy points this season. Schultz has at least 7 targets in his 3 out of his past 4 games, especially with Dak Prescott. So I like Schultz, man. Schultz that's definitely helped me out last week. So I'm continuing to start him, man. So I love Dalton Schultz to start for today. Now, as far as a tight end that I like Tyler Higbee for today. No Cooper Cup once again. Like I said, I'm not sold on Allen Robinson, so I think Stafford. He's gonna go to his security blanket and in this Higbee, and I think Higbee's a must start in PPR type of leagues. So that's a tight end that I would love to start for today, and a tight end that I would hate to start for today. Oh man, I can't believe I'm saying this guy, man. First time ever. Foster Moreau. I hate you for today, man. I would
Oh,
start you. Um I know Moreau is gonna be popular because there's no Darren Waller, but um I mean Moreau did score a touchdown. He had 4 targets, 43 yards. But the Broncos just allowed one touchdown to a tight end this season. And that happened at week 1, man. So I don't like this. So I am not starting him, and I hate to start him for today.
wow! Like I always tell y'all, man, we don't stage this. We literally write our own list, and me and Keo come on this show. But I'm with Keo on love and like. Excuse me. I got Schultz as the guy I love, man. Keo said everything I need to say. Dak Prescott loves Dalton Schultz, and I love Dalton Schultz today. I think he's a must start the tight end position, so I'm going with Schultz. And like what Keo said exactly, Higbee. Higbee had 8 targets last week, 8 catches last week, no Cooper Cup. You got to go ahead and start him. And the guy that I don't like is actually the 6th best tight end in fantasy football right now. He plays for my New Orleans Saints, and I'm talking about Jawan Johnson. Look, I get it. I get it, y'all. He's the 6th best tight end. We understand that. He's coming off of 2 back-to-back double-digit fantasy games where he scored a touchdown in both of those games. But today, I think versus the Rams, like I said, I think I don't like the fact that Taysom Hill takes targets from him. I don't like the fact that they don't know who's their quarterback, even though they're trying to say it's Andy Dalton. I'm hearing they may bench him. I don't like Jawan Johnson today, so I'm gonna say I'm gonna stay away from him on today. Let's get to the defenses, Keo. Do we have Keo? What up, Mike? I see you.
Oh, my bad. I was on mute.
Okay.
A defense that I do love for today. I'm going with the Cincinnati Bengals. That I going against the Pittsburgh Steelers, man. I like the Bengals against the Steelers. And then the defense that I do like for today. Hey man, I'm going with the New Orleans Saints for today.
Okay.
They get the benefit of facing the Rams without Cooper Cup, a struggling offense with the LA Rams this season, offensive line issues. The Rams are just a disappointment offense this season, man. The Saints have 13 sacks in the past 3 games, and they should be able to get to Matthew Stafford in this matchup. I like a, I like the Saints as a top 3 defense this week, man. I mean for today. So I like the Saints. And the defense that I do hate for today, I'm going with the Arizona Cardinals against the 49ers. Uh the Cardinals defense has scored 4 touchdowns um in their 4 touchdowns in the past 5 games. Arizona even had 13 sacks and 5 interceptions and 3 fumbles. But the 49ers has scored at least 22 points in the past 506 games, averaging over 25 per game with Christian McCaffrey on their team. I expect another big performance from the Niners offense, and I would suggest everybody to sit Arizona this today.
Okay, okay. Well, I'm going to start with where you left off again. My favorite defense today is the 49ers. I love the Niners defense today versus Colt McCoy and company. I think the Niners get you double-digit fantasy points today, and they have a big win. Um, the defense I like is the Cincinnati Bengals. Kenny Pickett, man, I don't know yet. You're still young, still a rookie. So I think that Joe Burrow puts a lot of pressure on you. They're going to score a lot of points, the Bengals, in my opinion. And Pittsburgh's going to have to keep up. But I think Pickett throws a couple of picks. So I'm going with the Bengals. And the defense I don't like. Yes, their offense is the highest scoring in the league. We understand that. But I'm going with Kansas City. Kansas City really struggles defensively versus the Chargers. Justin Herbert and those boys, they go in, they do their thing. And then today, Mike Williams is supposed to be back. Keenan Allen's supposed to be back. Joshua Palmer's still there. Austin Eckler. If they have all their weapons, I'm telling you, I'm not going to be surprised. I'm actually going with it. I think the Chargers beat the Chiefs today. So I'm going with the Chargers. The Chiefs defense is a defense that I hate on today. All right, Keo, let's get to over-under. We'll go to over-under. The chat, y'all can rock with us. Y'all can say, all right, Keo, over or under. Will Joe Burrow have 3 or more touchdowns? Or 3 touchdowns today? Over or under versus the Pittsburgh Steelers? You're on mute.
Over or under? Will he have 3 touchdowns?
3 passing touchdowns. I'm sorry, 3 passing touchdowns. Over or under?
I think he'll have exactly 3 touchdowns.
Okay. I'm gonna say over. I think Joe Burrow has a big game today versus the Steelers. All right, Keo. 2 total touchdowns. Jonathan Taylor versus the Philadelphia Eagles.
I think it'll be under.
I agree. I think under. I think Jonathan Taylor. I think it'll be 2, but I'm going to say under because if you have to choose out of those 2, I'm choosing under. All right, Keo. This guy is coming off of a monster game. Will Joe Mixon get a $130 rushing versus the Steelers today?
I think he'll go under. I think he'll go over. I think he'll hit 100 yards rushing, but he'll be under $130.
Okay. And of course, Dalvin Cook coming off of his 100 yard rushing day versus Buffalo. He gets the Cowboys today. Does he get a 100 yards rushing today versus the Cowboys? Yes or no?
I think he'll have I think he'll be under 100 yards.
I agree. Or under 100 yards. Mixing under as well for 130. All right, last but not least, Stephon Diggs. He's going up against the Browns. Will he get 100 yards receiving today?
Yes, Stephon Diggs will have 100 yards receiving. Over 100.
I agree. I think Stephon Diggs gets over 100 as well. All right, Keo. We'll get to the stardom sit-em portion of the show. You name 3, I name 3. We're going to tell everybody if you should start them or sit them. I'll go first. Taylor Heinicke versus the Houston Texans. You starting or sitting them?
Starting him. They impressive win against the Eagles. I'm starting him.
All right. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, are you starting or sitting him versus the Chargers?
Man. I'm probably gonna sit him, man. They have stepped away from him. They might have gave up on him, man. So I'm sitting him.
All right, and last but not least, Ezekiel Elliott coming off the injury versus the Minnesota Vikings. Are you starting or sitting him?
Ezekiel Elliott against the Vikings. I'm starting him.
Wow. Okay. Your turn. Start him or sit him. What you think?
Okay, since you wanted to be disrespectful to this guy, are you starting or sitting DeAndre Hopkins?
I mean, I would start him, but I'm saying that I would be scared. I would be scared to start him. I'm saying if I have other receivers, I would definitely start them over DeAndre Hopkins. But if that's all you have to go ahead and play him. But I wouldn't be happy about it today. I think he's going to struggle.
So you saying to start him then?
Yeah, he's worth a flex start for sure.
Okay, all right. Well, Well, you know how I feel towards this guy. Are you starting or sitting Allen Robinson?
I'm starting him. No Cooper Cup. You got to take a chance. This is your chance to take a chance. If you ever going to start Allen Robinson, it better be this week. So I'm starting him.
Okay. And last but not least, I'm gonna go to a quarterback, and I'm gonna go to Jared Goff. Are you starting or sitting him?
Mike just put it out there because they've been saying Hollywood Brown was going to play all week. And now he's officially out, confirmed. Shout out to NBS Mike, man. We definitely appreciate you. DeAndre Hopkins gets a boost up now from me. I'm gonna play him now.
Wow.
All right, but Jared Goff, yeah, I'm
Whoa.
starting Jared Goff. Yeah, I'm starting Jared Goff. I think Jared Goff and the Lions could score some points. Ahmad St. Brown is a monster in fantasy. So yeah, I'm starting Jared Goff for sure, for sure. All right, Kios, being that we're talking about scoring, what's gonna be the highest scoring game on the day to you?
The highest scoring game for today to me. I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say the Cowboys and the Vikings. It will be the highest scoring game.
Okay, I'm going with the Lions and the Giants. I know y'all might think I'm crazy, but I think the Lions and Giants score the most points. I like that one, Mike Chiefs Chargers. That can definitely be a possibility. But I'm going with the Lions and the Giants. I just think both offenses are going to get off today, and they'll score a lot of points. Who's the lowest scoring game of the day, Keo?
The lowest scoring, the lowest scoring game today. Um, the lowest scoring game today will be. I'm gonna say the Broncos and the Panthers.
Okay, Broncos, Panthers.
Wait, oh
No,
wait. I'm at the wrong week. My bad.
yeah, Broncos play the
Oh,
Raiders. I'm going to say, hold on.
okay. Okay. The lowest scoring game today. I'm going with the Rams and the Saints. I think that's gonna be the lowest scoring game today.
I agree with you. Rams and Saints are the lowest scoring game today. I think both defenses are pretty solid. I think both offenses have struggled all year to run the football, to throw the football, depending on which one you're talking about. I don't like either offense at this point,
And
so I think it's
and,
be the lowest scoring game as well.
and I was right last week because I said the Bills and Vikings would be the highest scoring game.
Well, shout out to you, man. That was a hell of a game, too. All right, Keo, waiver wire pickups. Who you going to pick up out the waiver wire to help you win today or in the future?
Well, I already picked them up already. My number one waiver wire pickup, man. I picked them up. I in the NBS league. I was number one in the waiver wire for quite some time, so I was waiting for the right time. So when I saw Christian Watson, bro, I said, "Yo, I'm picking this guy up. I need me a receiver. My receivers are banged up because I have Juju Smith and Mike Williams." So I said, "This is a great opportunity for me." Then after the game against the Cowboys, I said, "I'm picking him up." Then this past week on Thursday, he gave me a total of 20 fantasy points, man. 20. So yeah, so he's a top waiver wire pickup for me for today. And another waiver wire pickup for me. I would definitely I would definitely go with Elijah Mitchell as a waiver wire pickup. I think some people might have dropped him because the injury that he had, they thought he would be out for quite some time, and then on top of that, with McCaffrey coming along, so I think those guys are a huge waiver wire pickups for me. And
Oh,
Nico Collins, I like Nico Collins as a waiver wire pickup also.
I like your three, man. That's dope. I'm gonna go with Kenyon Drake to start it off. Kenyon Drake, no Gus Edwards today. He's only owned in 43.6 ESPN leagues. I think Kenyon Drake could have a big game versus Carolina today for the Baltimore Ravens. So I'm going with Kenyon Drake. Another guy I would pick up in deep leagues or two quarterback leagues is Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan had a good game last week. and I think he continues that. I like Matt Ryan. I think he's not a bad pickup, but the number one waiver wire pickup, and I know he's owned in 69% of the leagues. Mike, you gonna love this one. Q, you gonna love this one. After this week, he will be owned in almost 100% of the leagues, and that is Kadarius Toney. He needs to be picked up, people. What are y'all doing? I don't see it how it's under 70% of leagues. No Juju Smith, no McCall Hartman. Kadarius Toney, they traded for this guy. I'm telling you, after this week, it's going to be a different story. If you can go grab him before the game starts, you better go grab him in one of those leagues that's 30% where he's not owned. Go pick him up. It's going to be a big one for y'all. All right, Keo, let's get to social media, and then we're going to get to the stud, dud, and sleeper of the week. Keo, let's go to social media. My boy Brandon hit me up. He said, X, who would you start in your flex? Drake London or Van Jefferson today?
Van Jefferson, man. I like Van Jefferson, man. I like him more than Allen Robinson. As long as Stafford's playing, I like Van Jefferson to get me some good volume targets and production. So Van Jefferson.
I like both of them. I think I would lean towards Drake London just because I think that game with the Rams and the Saints is going to be so low scoring. I think that the Falcons may have to score to keep up with Justin Fields. Justin Fields has been balling. I know we didn't mention him on this show today, but Justin Fields has been balling out of his mind in fantasy lately. So yeah, I'm going with Drake London. I think that game might score a lot more points than people anticipate. All right, Keo, my boy Andy wants to know. This is a good one. Kenyon Drake or Tony Pollard? Who you starting today?
Tony Pollard, man. I think
Wow.
Tony Pollard will continue to get some good numbers. He'll get some nice touches, man. So I like Tony Pollard.
I'm going Kenyon Drake. I think Drake has the better game today. I'm not saying Tony Pollard won't have a good game, y'all. So nobody come over here and inbox me and say, "Oh, X, you said you don't want to start time." I never said that. I never said that. I'm saying if it was me and I had to start one of these guys, I'm starting Kenyon Drake. I just like the upside with Lamar Jackson versus the Carolina Panthers. Minnesota's defense is better than Carolina's, in my opinion. All right, Keo, this is a good one. This is a really good one because we've been hyping this guy all day, but my man Daniel wants to know, are you starting Kadarius Toney or Tyler Boyd? Oh!
I'm starting Kadarius Toney, man.
Wow!
Yeah, Tony, man. Tony's gonna be the number one option outside of Travis Kelsey. Um, you look at the receivers that's out, man. Scantling, Hardman, Juju Smith. It's pretty obvious, man. And then with the Bengals, T. Higgins, I think the offense runs around him. And if Tyler Boyd's going to be a number two option in the slot position, so I like Kadarius Toney, man, to start over Tyler Boyd.
Hey, shout out to you and Mike, bro. As much as I like Kadarius Toney today, y'all like him like stud of the week type candidate. I'm not that far on him. I think people are sleeping on him, but I don't think he's the stud of the week. But I would start him, but it would be razor thin over Tyler Boyd because I do think Tyler Boyd is going to score today. Just to put that out there, I think Tyler Boyd will score, but I think Kadarius Toney will score as well. So yeah, I like Kadarius Toney by a razor thin edge. All right, Keo, here we go. Mike said we need to put this on the NBS show. We should redo. We should what's the word I'm looking for? We should make this a topic on the NBS show and talk about the studs of the week. So, who is Keo's sleeper of the week this week?
The sleeper of the week this week. I'm going with Kadarius Toney, man.
Bang!
That's what I'm going with. Yeah, man. I feel like I've been saying his name a lot, but Kadarius Toney is my sleeper, man. I think I've explained it a couple of times on this show. So Tony, he's my sleeper.
I'm with Keo 1,000%. There's a song. Here comes the boom. This will be the boom. Everybody and their mama's gonna be talking about Kadarius Toney after this week. He's gonna have a big games in my opinion versus the Chargers, and I think that he's gonna be owned in 90%, 90+% of fantasy football leagues after this week. So yeah, I'm going Kadarius Toney because people are still sleeping on him. All right, Keo, who is your dud of the week? Yes, it was recap, Mike. You're right.
Okay, my dud of the week. Um, I am going with. Well, I can't say him as my dud of the week because I said it already before. So, um, I'm gonna go a different direction with my dud of the week, and I am going with DeAndre Swift as my dud of the week.
Oh wow.
Um, he's been a disappointment this season, man. He's only projected to have 8 points. He's a starting running back. 8 points to this week. He's only rushed for 253 yards this season. He does have 4 touchdowns, but I like Jamal Williams over him also. So I got him as my dud of the week, and then on top of that, you're going against a New York Giants defense who's been pretty solid as of late. So I have him as my dud of the week.
Okay, okay. I'm gonna go with my dud of the week. Keo, don't be mad. Ezekiel Elliott. Oh man. Man,
Wow.
I think Zeke struggles today, man. I think that Zeke won't get you double digits, man. He's gonna probably get you about 3 to 4 fantasy points. I actually benched him in the NBS league, even though I traded for him. I didn't love the trade. I didn't want to trade for him in the beginning, but I needed a running back. But I just think Zeke struggles today, man. I'm gonna say he's the dud of the week. All right, Keo, who is Week 11 stud of the week?
All right, week 11 stud of the week, man. Um, all right, it's pretty simple for me. I already know who it is, and I'm going with Justin Herbert as my stud of the week. You're at
Oh,
you're at home Sunday night. You get your top two receivers back in this game, and even X, mentioned on the NBS show this week. He said that Mike Williams has his biggest games against the Kansas City Chiefs,
that's a fact.
and Herbert's he's his top two targets. So now he gets them against a defense that's vulnerable like the Kansas City Chiefs. I like the Chargers and Justin Herbert as my stud of the week.
No, that's a good choice. That's a good pick, but it ain't gonna be the start of the weekend. If we recap it on Tuesday, y'all gonna say that boy X told me. The start of the week is Lamar Jackson. He's gonna go crazy today, I think. I think Lamar Jackson gets 300 total yards
Wow.
easily. I think Lamar Jackson scores at least 3 to 4, maybe even 5 touchdowns today. He's gonna have a big game versus the Panthers. So yeah, I'm going with Lamar Jackson. This is a slam dunk. When I saw the schedule last week, I said, getting ready for this show, I said, Lamar Jackson versus the Panthers. This is easy. I got him as my stud of the week. I knew that last week. I was picking Lamar Jackson. He's gonna go crazy in this game. I got Lamar. With that being said, Keo, let's get to our shout outs.
Yo, shout out to you. Shout out to the MBS team. Make sure you go follow, subscribe to the MBS Central channel and follow us on all social media platforms. With that being said, best of luck to everybody in fantasy football for week 11.
No doubt, man. Shout out to Mike, always holding it down in the chat. Shout out to Q and anybody else that, and definitely the people that hit me up on social media, man. Y'all keep y'all questions coming. I'll answer them until 12 o'clock. I'll even answer them after that if the game hasn't started yet. But like I always tell y'all, man, if you lose, you have nobody but to blame but yourself. But if you win, like Drake said, man, thank us later. With that being said, we out. Peace.